man. I love doing poetry, man.
That was amazing, bro.
Oh, you like?
Bro, I'm going through.
Man, I got a book out, man. Called From the Windows of My Soul.
Yeah.
Should I keep going?
Tell them about it. Tell them your book.
Yeah, plug yourself.
Well, my book is called From the Windows of My Soul. And if I was to tell you a story about my soul, it goes all the way from the beginning. If I was to tell you a story of the places that I've been, I would have to give it a story. It'd be called from the beginning to the end. Now, the beginning will start back as far as I can even recall. But the end is when I felt like I had to rethink it all. Now, my story's not complete because I still live. So it'd be too hard for me to do. But so far, this is my story, and I promise you it's all very true. So please follow me, and I hope that be your will as my story begins. But to really know my story, you'd have to hear from the beginning to the end. The beginning is I was born a black man with a life to live, with little knowledge about life, but a lot of love to give. But I was born in a world where there's so much denial, it seemed like everybody was judging me and I was always on trial. A little older I grew, I learned to walk. But my greatest education was when I learned to talk. Because I can tell the older folks now what it is that I feared. But no older folks really wanted to hear. They told me a child is to be seen and not be heard. So I kept my mouth shut. You know, I never said another word. But time had drifted. And school became my next test. I thought I learned in school what it was I did best. I wanted to learn just why was I here. But not once in school did that goal appear. But what I did learn in school was about black and white. They tried to teach me black was a bad thing and white was right. But more years passed and more knowledge I gained, I found out for myself we were all the same. I went to the pastor, he said, oh yeah, you're right, we all God's creation. No matter who you are, we all some relation. But 2 weeks later, the teacher in school was teaching evolution, saying we evolved from the sea. And that's when it clicked. And I realized nobody heard my question, not how, but why it came to be. Then I got older and most things became clear. Some people didn't even know why they were here. And then one day I was reading a story. It's about Proud Man's Day of Glory. It said if you join the Navy, you can see the world. And I knew that meant leaving my home and my favorite girl. But they said they're gonna send me to San Diego, California. They said girls, beaches, oh, you have it made. Once in California, after signing up, what I was truly afraid. Because there I was all alone away from home. No one to turn to now for what might be right or wrong. But being my daddy's son, I stayed strong. But they sent me to Virginia, where I met my first love away from home. I was no longer afraid because I was no longer alone. I stayed in Virginia for almost 2 years. New Orleans came. That girl Al was full of tears. She said, Mr. Wright, I don't want you to go, but the life of a sailor is what you signed up to know. So there I was, back in California, aboard a ship for the very first time at sea. I got so seasick, I didn't think that life would be for me. But I must admit, I experienced and I seen things of all sorts. And as God bear witness, I fell in love at every port. But after being in sea for so very, very long, they brought me back to the States and I decided just to go home. I went to see my old girlfriend and she was so glad I came. And just like I remembered it, everything was the same. Me and that girl, we party, and time seemed to fly by fast. When it came time to go back, I still had money and wanted the good times to last. So there I was, still at home, afraid to go back now knowing I did wrong. But go back came the words of some of my best friends, so they took me to the police station. I just turned myself in. Well, they put me in jail for the first time in my life where I thought it would take a turn. But evidently they didn't give me enough time because no true lesson was learned. Because they gave me leave again. They gave me leave again. I overstayed again. But this time I avoided anybody who wanted me to turn myself in. I got drunk and me and my girl got into a fight and I decided to go home. The military police was waiting on me and I had to face again jail time alone. But this time they put me in jail for 3 months and quite a few nights. With so much time on my hand, I decided to settle down and do what was right. So I settled down and got over most of my fears, but for me, that took 3.5 years. And me and my friend was talking, and we was thinking about all the fun we had. And then we convinced ourselves that wasn't that bad. So we signed up for a second duty tour. 2 years in the tour, they had started a war. And they told me my ship was gonna go ashore. And I thought, how would I act with death nearby? And just some pastor asked me, had I prepared myself to die? I said, no. My mind started drifting from the places I left. These folks had me thousands of miles away from home on the ocean. I was scared to death. My body started shaking what I now know to be fear. And I was looking up to God and saying, is this why I'm here? As we approached the beach, everything seemed so quiet. At any little noise, I thought I was running high. It took me 2 weeks on the beach to finally settle down, because I was yet to see or hear anything like fighting around. Another 2 weeks went by and fighting was growing near, because you could hear the bullets growing near. And you could hear my body, it was all fear. Patrols was formed and I was made to go. How would I act under fire with something I didn't know? But we marched all day in 103 degrees heat, with the distance in the heat weakened my knees. And then bang, bang, bang. Oh, shit. We were under attack. You heard people up front saying, get down, some saying, fall back. I got down and bullets were flying all over my head. For those who tried to fall back, I watched most of them fall dead. It seemed as if it was snipers in every tree. And it seemed as if they aimed were all on me. It kicked in and I started shooting back at the bullets coming from the woods. I was afraid I might kill somebody, but hoping I would. Johnson jumped up and said, it's too many, we must fall back. And it was one single shot and Johnson fell dead in his tracks. And after it was all over, out of 5,000 man, only 3,000 make it back. Was I to feel proud or sad for those who paid their dues? Or was I to feel ashamed of myself? For my life, I did not want to lose. So when they count and list all the dead and many names, don't forget us mentally wounded, because we'll never be the same.